Good morning. Let's chop it up. Shout out to the people. It is time to get it in. You did. MLK Day, man. I was gonna post something yesterday, but I said I wanted the smoke clear. I was waiting for the smoke to clear to bring this news to you guys this morning. Shout out to everybody. Let's get it. Oh man, shout out to my boy Scoop. No slurs, cause you know how YouTube is, man. YouTube is the police, man. So we got to keep the language clean. And on top of that, I gotta watch the things that I post. I can't even react to videos with profanity in it like that. And if it is profanity, it gotta be a little, not a lot. So man, but anyway, man, let's get some more people up in here. Bless the like button, tap on in. You already know. Now, every year in Los Angeles, we have the MLK Day parade, right? And people come out from different neighborhoods and things like that. But when you got Bloods and Crips who are rivals, these people are just waiting to run into one another. And anytime they run across each other, this right here is what happens. It's a brawl, it's an all out fight. Now, some of you may say, well, why would they do this on MLK Day? You know what I'm saying? I know it's ignorant, man. It's ignorant, and I can't make no excuses for it, right? But when you understand gang culture and the rivalries, the beefs, bodies have dropped on both sides. It's been going on for a few decades. It seems like it's damn near impossible, man, to bring this together, right? You might say, like, why don't they just leave it to the streets? Why would they do this on MLK Day? And you're right about that, but when you come from the streets and gang culture, they look at it like this: I'm gonna catch you wherever I can catch you. See, it's hard to catch a lot of members in the same place at one time. So when the rivals know we can catch a bunch of members at the same place at the same time, they're gonna take that opportunity to do it. Don't matter if it's MLK Day, don't matter if it's a party, birthday party, don't matter if it's a family reunion. That's the ignorance that comes with gang banging. I see my enemy, I'm gonna get off on him. Whenever I catch him, don't matter where we at, we getting off. Unfortunately, that's the mentality of an LA gang member. And it's not just Los Angeles. That mentality has spread it all across the country. Gang, bang, bang. What up, Crip and Blood, man? You did. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. I appreciate you guys, man. Miss T. Wilson, what it do? King Gamer. So you might say, man, on MLK Day, you really do this on MLK Day. And think about it like this: you got the Rolling 40s, Rolling 40 Crips, you got the Harlem 30 Crips, you got the Black P Stones, you got the Rolling 20 Bloods. These hoods are right next door to one another. So every time they run into each other at a parade, it's gonna be some madness. It's gonna be up. I ain't gonna waste y'all time with it, man. But let me see. As soon as we get to the 5 minute mark, we're gonna dive into it, and I'm gonna give you guys some footage. Shout out to I would like to say this real quick for posting this content, man. We got to give the people a shout out for posting the content. Shout out to Political Street Views, man. Political Street Views dropped this content. He's always covering, a lot of stuff that goes on in LA, gang culture, street culture, what have you. So shout out to Street Political Views. So if you're interested in LA gang culture, make sure that you go over there and subscribe to bro. All you got to do is type in Melee at MLK Day Parade, Political Street Views, and a whole video will pop up. So now, let me give you this.
King turning over in his grave. Ain't no. What's the word with?
Hey, bro, they was out there brawling, getting it in. I mean, they shut this whole parade down. And listen, and the police was just watching it. The police had their popcorn, they had their binoculars, they was just out there watching. They didn't care. Police said, "Get down where you mad at. It is what it is." And to take it a step further, a lot of stores had to close down because there was so many people out there fighting. A lot of the stores had to lock their doors to get rid of the ignorance. You got people out there people out there behaving like animals. So you got to shut your business down because there was so many people fighting, squabbling, all out melee, and you know what I'm saying, an all out riot. Let's get to it.
Politikers, I had a dream that the J side and the dark side, rolling 40s and peace stones would all get along. Dr. King turning over in his grave, ain't no doubt about it. The YNs tore King Boulevard to shreds, man. They was at the mall doing the most first fight. B-Team tried to throw a young brother over the balcony. Somebody came to their senses and pulled him back over. They would have cracked.
The Bloods came up there deep though. You know, the B team came up there deep. You know, you had 20s, P Stones, Pueblos. I mean, you had Bloods from different places because they organized this. Because see, the Crips usually be down the street, and the Crips is deep. You know, one year the Crips got the best of the Bloods with so many Crips. So this year the Bloods came prepared. They said, we're going to be up there deep. Soon as we see the Crips, we're going to smash them. We're going to crush them right on sight. We're going to shut this whole parade down. So the Bloods came up there ready, man. They was deep. They planned it. Listen, homeboy, this was planned. That's why all those Bloods was up there like that, because they was looking for some get back. They said, okay, when we catch the 40s and 30s, we going to crush them. Now you say, well, why would you do this at an MLK Day parade? Hey, man, gang banging is all about ignorance. It just is what it is. Hopefully we can get past this mentality one day. But anyway, I'm going to give you guys the footage and quit talking. Shout out to Political Street Views.
Rolling 40s and peace stones would all get along. Dr. King turning over in his grave. Ain't no doubt
Shout out to Nada for the 50 on the super chat. I appreciate you for that 50, Nada.
About it. The YNs tore King Boulevard to shreds, man. They was at the mall doing the most first fight. B-Team tried to throw a young brother over the balcony. Somebody came to their senses and pulled him back over. They would have cracked little buddy egg like Humpty Dumpty. It been squabble after squabble and melee after melee for years at the parade. It was a 35-year-old from the boats trying to punish something down. That shit was out of hand. Spotty Face finna be hot when he see DC Baby Draco behind the camera. He was at JG gassing them up. 40 Crip, you over there pumping them kids up? I told y'all, he out here racing 20 years worth of work with one vlog. Cup and go Dr. King on us on the next No Jumper episode. Watch. This was gonna go on, with or without DC, to be real. We gotta call a strike a strike.
Right, man. You can't blame this on DC Baby Draco. Now, you might say some of this may look like instigating, but these fights at the MLK Day parade, man, this has been going on for decades. This ain't nothing new. I mean, people listen, homie, gangbangers go to the MLK Day parade just to catch their ops, just to catch their enemies. They're not going up there to celebrate MLK. They're going up there to gangbang. They're going up there looking for smoke, searching for ops. They didn't give a damn about the cops. And the cops didn't care either. The cops just sat back and watched everything go down.
Everybody uploading what they feel is their highlights from the melee and whatnot. B-Team thought this shit through. I can tell you that. They stayed mounted up and punched their highlights from the melee and whatnot. B-Team thought this shit through. I can tell you that. They stayed mounted up and punching shit all day.
Outside. Westside 40s.
Yeah, I told you, man, these type of dudes right here, they're not going to celebrate MLK. They don't even care about MLK. A lot of these dudes don't even know what MLK fought for. They're going to the Martin Luther King Day parade just to gangbang, not to celebrate MLK. Nah, homie.
Oh, nightmare. There you go. Crip moving. Yeah. Oh, we on that. Tell her, what'd you say? Happy King Day, What's
up? Don't get it twisted. You know, you said where it was the Hawaiians when the Mexicans. Oh, we attack Mexicans a lot too. You know, don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. You think blacks ain't doing nothing to the Mexicans? Nah, you crazy. You know what I mean? Blacks, listen. The East Coast Crips robbed the Mexican mafia for hundreds of kilos. That's what the war started behind. The Crips robbed the mafia. The Florencias, who's connected to the Mexican mafia. You know what I'm saying? The East Coast Crips. The Black P Stones ran the 18th streets out of the jungle. So don't get it twisted. We do get it cracking on Mexicans. If you know, you know. If you don't, you just don't. But anyway, sit back and soak up some of this game, and maybe you're gonna know. See, it's easy for Mexicans to attack a black person in a community where there's no black people. It's the same thing in the South with those sundown towns. It's easy for a redneck to attack a black person in an all-white town, and you don't have no blacks there. So the Mexicans be doing coward stuff like that in areas where you don't even have black people. But guess what? We get it cracking. Whenever it's time, we'll get it cracking. And trust and believe, it goes down. But anyway, let's get back to this parade.
It's a whole lot of it. Look at blood. Oh, on the game.
That's my brother.
Standing with it.
I gotta block that music out. Here go the blood. See the blood? The Bloods came deep this time, man. You know, the B team was prepared for this one. That's the Black P Stones right there.
Oh, it's a whole lot of
It's the Black P Stones right there, man. Man, you know what, man? It's sad, man. It's like going to a parade just to gang bang. We supposed to be celebrating MLK. We ain't supposed to go up there to gang bang. We ain't supposed to be up there looking and searching for ops. But when you're dealing with gang banging and ignorance, unfortunately, this is the ending result. Now watch this. Now they squabbing.
Juggles got it bragging out here. They out here squabbling. Homies, they out here squabbling. They got issues they got to deal with. All the young. Look at these young. They out here kill with it.
He got to block out some of this stuff for YouTube. Unfortunately, YouTube don't let you show much, but.
Yeah, and all that though. Yeah, and all that though. Yeah, and all that though. Yeah, oh, DT though. Oh, blood, yeah. Oh, blood. Fashion, nigga. Yo, sorry.
Yeah, squabbing, bro. Police just was watching it. They did very little, but the cops were just sitting back there. Okay, let's watch the show.
The little homies just rumbled. These niggas is over there getting active. Man, you good? Look at these niggas. Y'all good?
They want to get through, can't get busy. You know, we got the keyways behind us. We got the whole shit behind us. Oh, damn. They saving these niggas, cuz. Look at this shit. We can't even get across, cuz. We just trying to get cracking one time. Y'all know what I'm trying to do. I'm in the dead bottom trying to do it. What we doing? Hey. Come over here, bro. Oh, easy. This shit crazy.
They squabbling, bro. Oh, they was out there squabbling. Bloods and the Crips had a rumble, bro. MLK Day. Censored. Police just watching it. Look, the police over there, they just watching. They letting everybody just get down.
He grown. Blood is grown. Okay, this Pablo's though.
Deep outside, the whole lot of baby stuff shit. Gangland. Whole lot of crab shit though. Yeah, whole lot of crab. Whole lot of it. Whole lot of it. Whole lot of it. Whole lot of it. Nigga BTS.
On BG, we just whooped the crowd out. Dead homies though. Yeah though. BG, whoop crowd out. I do that on the regular. Yeah, on BG, we just got barking on the crowd. Dead homies.
Getting thrown off the balcony, blood?
Dead homies.
Do better, fine. Do better, blood. That's it.
The Bloods was trying to throw this Crip dude off the balcony, man, and I think it was like maybe like 2 flights up. They was trying to throw dude over the balcony, man. It was cracking out there. It was all out mayhem. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, man, gangbangers do not go to the MLK Day parade to celebrate MLK. They go up there to gangbang. They go up there sliding on. They go up there looking for ops. Didn't even give a damn about the cops. The cops were just sitting back watching. The cops did very little to intervene. They sat back and just watched the whole show, watched everything go down. The police was sitting back with their arms crossed.
Hey, these motherfuckers are horrible.
All these people out there, bro.
Sheila, but they horrible. They still fighting that girl. Who got the speaker? Look at the with the time.
Make sure that you guys get the likes up, man. If you haven't blessed that like button, you're committing a crime. Let's get back to the content, though, baby.
They bad as
A lot of these stores, like I was telling you guys, a lot of these stores had to close down. There was so many YNs out there, YNs everywhere, squabbling, rioting. The Bloods and Crips met up. They enemies. It's on site. A lot of these stores had to shut down, man, because of all this madness that was going on. Like, man, we can't afford to let all these people in the store. They're going to tear the whole store down, so they had to lock their doors. Jack in the Box had to close. A lot of these stores had to close until the smoke cleared.
They didn't took her braided ponytails. That po baby. They chased her. All type of shit.
Yeah, the Bloods came out deep, bro. You know, the Blood B team came out ready and prepared for this one, man. It's sad that it had to go down on MLK Day on Crenshaw, Lemert Park, but hey, it is what it is. It goes down.
Who they bad? They bad as they on top of the tow truck. The police out, they don't give a where's they mama at? They didn't chase that girl, packed her out. Ooh, the police getting out the car.
You got people with their kids out there, man. You know, you brought your kids to that parade, man. Get home safe.
They done started a club on the back of the Mexican truck.
Look at that. They got their kids out there, bro.
They chased that girl, packed her out. Ooh, the police getting out the car. They done started a club on the back of the Mexican truck.
Man, they done hopped on the tow truck, man. They done took over the tow truck.
The back of the Mexican truck.
Oh, man.
They bad as fuck! These kids bad as fuck!
Dr. King ain't down for this. We gotta have a redo. Start over tomorrow. Or the YN stay home. Grown cut was tripping trying to catch a fade. He wasn't outside when he was supposed to be, on FC. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. He was probably on vacation, or he wasn't even off the porch yet. But somebody big bro gon' breathe on blood. B-team had a fetus out there. He was daycare small. Y'all seen his little ass in the pack? When I was a YN, it wasn't much you could tell me either.
Man, they took over that tow truck. They said, get out of here. They out there chimping out, as people like to say. Like, but hey, man, this is what happens. Gangbangers do not celebrate MLK. They go to the parade looking for ops. That's it.
I'm sure they got G homies that's gonna apply some pressure and get them in line. But we can't act like this the first or the last time this gonna go down. J-Side getting ready for next year. I'm expecting some type of retaliation, especially from young dude that was halfway over the balcony. Either that, or they scaring him straight.
Yeah, man. This is the ignorance that goes on in Los Angeles at the MLK Day parade.
Good afternoon. I'm Glenn Walker.
And I'm Lou Parker. Thanks for joining. Following breaking news from Leimert Park, where the LAPD is investigating a stabbing.
The scene is not far from where the MLK parade ended just a few hours ago. Gil Lavis is in Sky 5 with the details. Gil?
Well, Glenn and Lou, this started with large groups of people fighting here near Crenshaw, near Leimert Park. As I zoom in here now, we see a large response by LAPD. Skirmish lines all over the place with LAPD in different directions. You're looking at Crenshaw Boulevard. That's mounted police there facing southbound towards 43rd Street. Let me come up and show you the crowd here. The crowd is mostly dispersed throughout the streets here on different avenues here, but I can tell you that during that fight, during one of those fights, a 40-year-old man was stabbed. LAPD had to go in and rescue that person with the help of the fire department. But again, a 40-year-old man stabbed in unknown condition, rushed to a hospital at this point, and a large group of people here kind of scattered in different areas. I'll come back to the north side.
Yeah, boy got shanked too, man. So yeah, somebody got stabbed.
Crenshaw Boulevard near Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. And you can see it's pretty much empty at this point. There is a response by LAPD in this area for skirmish lines, and as well on surface streets off of the major highways or major streets here. Their LAPD had to go into these streets here. McClung is one of them here. You can see some of the units there. But for the most part, the crowd has dispersed. They did give a dispersal order, and the people have moved on to different areas in this area. But I can tell you that a large response by LAPD will be here for quite some time as they make sure they bring peace to this area. That's the latest overhead up in Sky 5.
Yeah, man, unfortunately.
Now at 8 o'clock, erupts following an MLK Day celebration at Leimert Park. Reports of violence forced LAPD to move in and control the crowd. Good evening, everybody. You're watching LA Live News Tonight. Thanks for being with us. I'm Marla Tejas.
And I'm holiday celebrations.
Police moved in for crowd control after a man was stabbed near McClung Drive there in downtown LA.
Saying they did make arrest. We're waiting on a final number of how many people were arrested at this point, but a wild scene, a tense scene that turns violent. All of this, as you know, on a day that should have been very, very special, that very popular parade, MLK Day parade, winding through MLK Boulevard down into South LA, and then when it's over, the crowd does not leave, and instead it turns violent. To the video we go, check it, a wild scene here, a day of, celebration turns into a day of chaos. LAPD bringing in its mounted patrol to do crowd control after the crowd really escalates and then turns violent on the streets there, setting up skirmish lines. Police say that they were called because that the crowd did not disperse, and there were reports of a stabbing. LAPD could not find any victim at that point, and then it just escalates from there. It turns more tense as groups in the crowd start fighting with each other. They turn on each other. They're fighting back and forth. Police with their police radio buzzing with calls of officers need help. LAPD responds. Their tactical units, they set up skirmish lines. They try to get the crowd to disperse. As we were talking about it, there have been arrests. The incidents were used where police had to move in and stop. But they also found, what they're telling us, is a victim who was beaten by that crowd at the McDonald's over in that area at 43rd and Crenshaw, that McDonald's. The condition of the person who was beaten still not known at this hour. And all of this, though, sadly, with the violence playing out right near historic Leimert Park. Eventually, though, at this hour, order is restored. The LAPD have have kind of moved out of the area, left the area. The crowds have left the area. Finally, the tensions de-escalated. All of this, though, forcing Mayor Karen Bass to put out a statement a little while ago. Here is part of what the mayor said. Check it, quote, "My Office of Community Safety is coordinating closely with LAPD and community violence interventionists in the area to de-escalate tension." And the mayor continues, and this is the sharpest part of her statement: "Los Angeles has zero tolerance for this type of violence." Stop quote. As we come back here, the mayor was attributing the violence to, she said, a group of young people that were involved in all of this who did not want to leave after the parade ended, and they started fighting with each other, and then it really, really got out of hand. So at this hour, we've got 3 officers who were hurt, don't know their condition, thinking it's not serious. They were hit by some of those flying projectiles. Bottles were thrown from the crowd in at the police, the skirmish line, before the officers moved in and took control of the area. So, ladies, a wild situation down there, but finally de-escalated and tensions cooling off in that area of South LA.
So, Ed, we know it takes a minute for police to get enough officers in a group like that to get in position to do a skirmish.
All right, let's go to the next clip, man. I'm gonna show y'all some of the footage, man. And I think I'll drop the link in a second.
LA honoring.
Make sure that you guys bless the Cash App. Moderators, drop the Cash App in the chat. If you guys want to support the show, $Red1803. The link will be in the comments.
Dr. King with the annual MLK Day Parade, and wrapping it up with the Freedom Festival. Fox 11's Rachel Aragon joining us live from the festival that just ended moments ago. Rachel?
Yeah, Christy, hundreds of people, as you could imagine, as you probably say, and the civil rights icon's dream of a just and beloved community.
I have a dream. There's a purpose and a plan that he had in a dream, so we're here to fulfill it.
While celebrations honored the Black American civil rights leader who fought against racial segregation and discrimination, the festivities also foster reflection over what the country has witnessed over the last year, including protests, political division, and policies related to immigration enforcement.
We needed this. See, sometimes this takes the pressure off your brain, your mind, your stress. You need something like this.
Many parents and grandparents like Amiko Green brought their grandkids to the MLK Freedom Festival to remind the next generation what this federal holiday is all about.
With no school being today, we're going to come out and show them this is why there's no school today. It's a celebration.
I think it's good so everybody can learn about Martin Luther King and why today is such a special day.
Despite our differences, some Angelenos say this federal
that show coming up next, man. I appreciate you for sending me that email. I will use it for the show that I got coming up next.
Holiday is a reminder that we are more similar to our neighbors than we may think.
My shoes can fit somebody else's feet, and their shoes can fit my feet. And that's the way life is.
Well, previously, Governor Gavin Newsom has announced that on today there'd be free admission on MLK Day for over 200 California state parks. That announcement in direct response to the announcement from last month in which, under the Trump administration, we know the National Park Service not.
All right, let's go right here, man. My boy, man, did something on this too.
Now, Christine, we're talking about a large crowd here.
Shout out to Baba Dun Dada, man. We got this from Baba Dun Dada. Let's get it.
At times threatening to become unruly, threatening to become out of control, and that brings in a big-time, out-of-fast response from LAPD. Let's get right to it.
Martin Luther King Day is widely celebrated for the changes and the impact that Martin Luther King has had on the world today. And we have a parade in Los Angeles, California, where a group of people participate in everything that's going against the dream.
We stand in one of the most momentous periods of human history.
Now, this was Martin Luther King in Crenshaw. He came to Crenshaw October 27, 1964. King popped up in LA and gave a speech.
And in these days of emotional tension, when the problems of the world are gigantic in extent and chaotic in detail,
Oh, the black community was super huge back in the 60s and 70s. You know, a lot of black people left. We still got a lot of black people in LA. Don't get it twisted. It's just smaller than what it used to be. But in the 70s, God.
All men of goodwill must make the right decisions.
Like, let's keep it real. Like, they going against the dream, man. No, but they got their own tradition, and they like to get physical, man.
Check it. This is the scene. Crenshaw Boulevard, across here, 42nd Street. LAPD moving in dozens and dozens of their black and whites. Some of the officers coming in with their riot gear. A crowd said to be maybe as strong as 200 people moving up and down Crenshaw Boulevard. At times, officers say threatening some of the businesses in that area. LAPD setting up a perimeter and telling some of the businesses there, like that McDonald's at Crenshaw and 42nd, and there's a Jack in the Box a few blocks south of there, telling those businesses to close early because, as the officers said, they simply could not protect those restaurants. Yeah, that crowd turned ugly.
Man, that's what's going on. Happens every.
Yeah, man. Like I said, a lot of the restaurants and businesses had to shut down, man, because what they gonna do if everybody come up and they're squabbling? Police really wasn't doing nothing. They was, for the most part, the police was just watching everybody fight.
Every year, yeah, man, it's just the truth. Where, unfortunately, where Martin Luther King is, it's a lot of different areas and territories where they don't really see eye to eye.
Yeah, they out there squabbling. Bloom, 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 bloom.
I guess. Yeah, they all want to go to the parade, man. We want to go to the parade too.
Nah, man, that parade turned into a gang festivity. You know what I'm saying? People out there squabbling, representing they set. Them YNs did not go out there to celebrate MLK. They did not. They went out there strictly to gangbang.
And we want to go against the dream, man. They want to get physical, man. They want, it's going.
They out there squabbling. I got to shut that music off. Yeah, they was out there. You know, it's going down, bro.
That's what it is, man. But yeah, like, unfortunately, the territories are very close. We got the neighborhood 40s.
Clubhouse, what I did, nigga, you see that motherfucker? Nigga, dark side ass. Nigga, Crips on big, nigga.
30s, Crips as well. Rolling 30 Crips.
Block, get it roll. Hi, catch all the South, y'all on patrol. I'm a king or general. Let's go boogie on ops. Hi, yeah.
There as well. And also the BPS Jungles, the Black Peace Stone, their Bloods.
We hit the lotto on this one, nigga. The Baldwin Village lotto.
So west of Crenshaw will be the Jungle, their Bloods.
So over there on Washington, right there at the SWAT meet on Washington and 10th Ave. You know, the Black Peace Stone.
We hit the lotto on this one, nigga. The Baldwin Village lotto.
So west of Crenshaw will be the Jungles, known as the Jungles, the Baldwin District. That's where the Black Peace Stones, that's where they're located. If you've seen Training Day, that's where a portion of the movie was filmed, where a lot of those guys were in the one-way, the cul-de-sac. Yes, that is the BPS Jungles area, the Baldwin District. If you go south of King, you will have the 40s, the rolling 40 neighborhoods.
He decided to close early, turn off the lights, and send everybody home, saying he was worried about the safety of his workers. But LAPD, in a sense, sealed off that area with their roving patrols on their black and whites, the streets around Leimert Park, also using their chopper, their airship with a night sun, slowly being able to dissipate the crowd, sending off groups in different directions. So
you want to take
anybody who say they don't have smoke for Hispanics, you ain't from LA. You know, the Black Peace Stones is out there. They kicked the 18th Street up out of their neighborhood. 18th Street is the biggest Mexican gang in Los Angeles County. The Bloods booted them out of their community because they were getting too comfortable selling dope. So the Bloods booted them, removed them from their community. The East Coast Crips on the east side robbed the Mexican mafia for hundreds of kilos. So if you say blacks in LA don't have smoke for Mexicans, clearly you're not from Los Angeles. You're just watching propaganda in the media. But if you're from the streets, you know. So there is smoke with Mexicans, especially in the jungles, especially in the black pea stones in the 20s. That's not to say that the Bloods are enemies of all Mexicans, but for the 18th streets, yes. But at the same time, there are certain Mexican gangs that everything is cordial. It's all good. Like, I know Mexicans from Harpies. That's a Mexican gang. Ain't never been no smoke with them. Crazy Riders, Vato Locos. I know some Clantone 14s. I know some MS 13s. You know what I mean? So there is smoke with Mexicans, but it's not smoke with all Mexicans because, like I say, some of these Mexicans have some of the same enemies as, people in my district, in my area. The Harpies, that's a Mexican gang. They don't get along with 18th Street. Right? The Harlem 30 Crips, they're cool with the 18th Streets, though. So a lot of this boils down to gangs and just depend on where you're coming from, man. You might be in an area where there's a lot of smoke with Mexicans. Then you might be in an area where blacks and Mexicans get along. But you got to be from Los Angeles to really understand the politics. I'm here to educate y'all. All you got to do is listen and soak up some game. Maybe you will learn something. But yeah.
Test your mic. They want to see where you at with it, It's just the truth, man, So
anybody who says blacks don't have smoke with Mexicans, you're not from LA, man. You're a gang goofy Gilligan that's not from LA. The Venice Shoreline Crips went to war with 4 Mexican gangs at one time in the 90s. The Venice Shoreline Crips went to war with the Culver City 13, that's a Mexican gang. Venice 13, that's a Mexican gang. Santa Monica 13, that's a Mexican gang. Santa Monica 17th Street, that's another Mexican gang. So one Crip gang went to war with 4 Mexican gangs in West LA. The Black Pea Stones went to war with the 18th Streets because the 18th Streets tried to set up shop in the jungles and the Bloods kicked them out. Right? The first Street East Coast Crips in East LA, that was the only black gang over. They went to war with all those Mexicans, and there was only one black gang in that whole city, and they went to war with every Mexican in that city. The Pyrus in Compton went to war with the Tortilla Flats. The CV70s, another Mexican gang. The Crips in Long Beach go to war with the Lungos. The Bloods in Inglewood, the neighborhood Pyrus in Inglewood, went to war with Inglewood 13, the Mexican gang. You don't know what you're talking about. You're not from the streets. It takes a gang goofy Gilligan who's not from LA to even say something goofy like that in the comments. What makes you think you can read news articles and news clips? Those people don't know what they're talking about. They're not from the streets. They're reporting false information for the most part. They don't really know what's going on in the streets, not for real, because they didn't grow up in these neighborhoods. Now, when you're from LA and you grew up in these neighborhoods, you know exactly what's going on. You know exactly what time it is. Let's get back to the content, though.
So they go up there, they do their thing, and after it's all said and done, if they haven't already got what they needed out the way, it's going down.
At this late hour, no reports of arrest there, no reports of any injuries or damage. And as we come back out here live, I can tell you LAPD continues to monitor the situation there in Leimert Park.
Like everything is going up.
See, a lot of people who ain't from LA, they be talking goofy. Do you know how many black people got hung this year in the South? And redneck sundown communities, sundown towns? See, you won't talk about that though. A lot of black people still get attacked in the South in sundown towns. There's been a lot of lynchings and hangings. The thing about it is you guys don't report it. See, when something happens with black people in Los Angeles, I report it. I don't hide it. But shout out to my brothers from the South. I love y'all, but you guys never report those lynchings and hangings that still goes on in the deep South in sundown towns. A black student in Mississippi just got hung at the college, on the college campus with a rope around his neck. Another brother 2 years ago in 2023, he was found in North Carolina with a rope around his neck, hung in the woods. I did a story about Mississippi 2 years ago. There was a brother in Mississippi, a black man, who got jumped and lynched by some rednecks in the backwoods of Mississippi, a sundown town. I ain't seen none of you cats report on those videos, but guess what? I did. I don't care if it's I don't care if it happens in LA or the South. When something happens to my people, I'm gonna report that. Most definitely, I'm gonna sit up there and report it.
And it's unmanageable. You know what I'm saying? It's just, that's just what they like to do on their MLK Day.
And on Tuesday, 1 week from today, the people of this nation must decide whether they want America to remain true to the great words of the founding fathers. We hold these.
You're dumb, man. You're actually dumb. Like, I'm not gonna entertain dumb people. You must be from Delaware or Wyoming somewhere. You got to be from Delaware or Wyoming somewhere. It's a lot of black gangs who went up on the scoreboard against Mexicans. You're just dumb. The Rolling 20 Bloods went to war with the Mid-City Stoners and the 18th Streets during the same time, while going to war with other Crip gangs at the same time. Right? See, when you're not from LA and you don't understand the politics, you say goofy things because you don't know what you're talking about. And listen, homie, usually it's people behind fake profiles, people with no profile picture, people with fake profiles be the main ones yapping in the comment section, but don't really know nothing about these LA city streets, don't know nothing about the politics. It's always some gang goofy Gilligan with no profile picture running his mouth in the comment section and don't know what he's talking about. But guess what? I got time today.
Choose to be self-evident that all men are created equal.
If you're from my channel,
you from San Diego, hey man, there's barely any blacks left in San Diego. You need to be worried about San Diego and fixing the black population in Dago. Ain't no black people in San Diego. Show me a black district, a thriving black district in San Diego. And I don't say that to diss San Diego. What I'm saying is you need to be more worried about San Diego, homeboy. You don't know nothing about LA politics. You're a gang goofy Gilligan with two left shoes on.
You know that the Rolling 30s occupy King Park. So yes, that's Martin Luther King Park. I covered that shortly in one of my previous videos. You go check that out. But yeah. Everybody know if you don't know, you're slow.
Just to make sure there are no problems to the morning hours.
All right, now we're gonna go to the next clip. Hey man, you know you got gang goofy Gilligans all in the comment section trolling, but hey, don't man, that comes with the territory. You gotta expect that. I don't get upset. I just roast them. I don't get upset, man. I just roast them. They get to talking stupid. Hey, man, I just come with a beautiful roast. You know what I mean? King Supreme doing the most. MLK Day going bad. Let's go to this clip right here, man. Shout out to Bro right there, man, for doing his job. Get the likes up. Get the likes up. Shout out to my man, Active Chucks. Shout out to Active Chucks, Dumbo and Keyway Conversations. You know what I mean? Shout out to Deuce M. Shout out to my man Sammy for blessing us with a 30 on the Cash App. Shout out to Tiffany for blessing us with an 18 on the Cash App. Bless the Cash App if you appreciate the content. The MLK Day Parade, Los Angeles, 2026. No, this is the wrong one. But you had MLK Day parades, man, everywhere, man. It goes down everywhere, man. Hit the like button, support the team. Now, I wonder, man, about other cities, man, and what's really been happening. You know what I mean?
Good afternoon. I'm Glenn Walker.
Hold on 1 second. If y'all want to hit the link, man, the time is now. I'm gonna drop the link for you guys, man. Some of you smart asses in the comment section, why don't you hit the link? But if you use profanity, I'm gonna boot you. But you're welcome to hit the link. And listen, we got 600 plus people watching. Make sure that you bless the like button. Don't play no games. Bless the like button. It ain't nothing. Yeah. All right, we got another Dr. King clip. So you want to hit that link?
We're breaking news. We want to take you right now to Leimert Park. You can see LAPD form here, a skirmish line. It looks like a lot of officers being brought in. This is Leimert Park here, and you can see there's still traffic moving in that area. We do know this was the site earlier, the Freedom event in honor of Dr. Martin Luther King and the parade, but we also know there had been a stabbing there, and police also formed a skirmish line then. But that was at 2 o'clock. So what's happening now here at 5 p.m.? We're still trying to get information. Obviously, it takes a minute for LAPD to form up like this, to get enough officers in place to have this kind of turnout and this kind of skirmish line possibly forming up here with these officers as well. So is this a response to what happened earlier in the day at 2 o'clock, where they say now an officer may have been assaulted? Again, a person stabbed there around the parade area. Like I said, because it takes a minute for LAPD to get all of those officers in place and to get them to the...
Like I said, the Bloods went up there deep, man, because they wanted to be prepared. So they got off on the Crips, and the Crips did their thing too. Don't get it twisted. But the Bloods were just more prepared. You know, the Bloods linked up, said, man, we're going to go to the parade. As soon as we see the Crips, we're going to rush them. We're going to sit up there and attack them. We're going to get busy. We're going to get it cracking. It's on site. And it's sad that we use MLK Day parades to go after our ops, disrespecting the legacy and the memory of MLK. But that's gangbanging for you. Gangbanging ain't logical. Gangbanging ain't based on logic. It's based in ignorance. I'll be one of the first to admit that. Now, let me see who we got, man. Scoop, man. Shout out to I'm gonna bring up King Judah next. Scoop, you got it, bro.
Salute, Red. Salute to the chat. Man, why y'all so bold in the chat? Every time Red dropped the link, y'all silent as a church house mouse. Y'all ain't got nothing to say. Got all this to say in the chat, and then when he dropped the link, y'all scared to hit the link? I mean, if y'all feel so great about your convictions, hit that damn link and come on up here and let's hear what you got to say. Because I guarantee most of you ain't from LA. I'm from LA. Born and raised LA. Low bottoms LA. So you can't tell me nothing about what the blacks scared of the Mexicans. The blacks run from the Mexicans. No, that's not how it goes. Everybody in LA know it's been wars with us and them. Constant back and forth, back and forth. Ain't nobody ran from no Mexicans. Stop spreading that lie. If you ain't from here and you ain't got that LA experience, best thing you can do, keep your mouth shut and learn something. Like I said, come on and hit that link. So since you think you're so tough and all in it, oh, I'm this and I'm that, I'm this and I'm that, my neighborhood, blah, 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 y'all running them Mexicans. Man, please, y'all don't know nothing about what you're talking about. And I can tell in the comments by the stuff y'all post. You don't know. You just running off at the mouth. But yeah, Red, man, I got several calls about this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, wow, that's why I stopped going to MLK Day parades. Basically, in LA, it's not MLK Day. It's time to air our grievances day. That's what it is. And I already know something gonna crack. Anybody in LA that's from LA know it's gonna crack. It's not a matter if it's gonna crack, it's when it's gonna crack, but you know it's gonna crack. So don't get there and bring out your kids and think you know nothing gonna go on. You better be ready. You better have that car somewhere close. You better have your stuff already ready to run. Get down that sidewalk, shuffling down that sidewalk, trying to get back to the car to get off the show. Anybody from LA know that. And if somebody can't tell you that, they don't know nothing about the King Day Parade and they don't know nothing about LA. Now, yes, is it ignorance? Yes, it is. But it's ignorance that we already are used to and we already know is going to happen. This is not nothing new to us. Like Red just said, the news are going to report the way they want to report. But if you want curbside reporting, you want it from people who know, then you right in the place to be. We're going to tell you how it actually goes down. Not what the news is saying, not what the bullshit is, not what the BS is they coming out with. You know what I'm saying? Because they're going to say whatever gets them clicks and views, period. But this ain't nothing new. We already know it goes down in that area. Like Red said, you got too many hoods right there. You know what I'm saying? You got the jungles right up the hill, got, the 20s down the hill. You know what I'm saying? You got the 40s, they right there in Lamert, right off of the Shaw, Vernon, all that old area over there. You got them. So you got too much congregation. A little further, you got the lanes, you know what I'm saying? You got the brims. You got too much right there that's going on. Of course, everybody's going to converge because MLK Day is a big event on the Shaw, a big event. And everybody know everybody going to be there. Trying to enjoy it, celebrate it, whatever you want to call it. When you gonna catch your ops, that's the way you catch them in. And you're gonna catch them in large numbers. You're gonna catch the ones that's been ducking and dodging. You're gonna catch the ones that act like they don't want to come outside or they untouchable. And unfortunately, that's what they use. The gang members use that day for. Unfortunately, you know what I'm saying? Yes, like I said, yes, it's ignorant. It's very ignorant. But the reality of it is what we're telling you right now. This is how it goes down. Period. And unfortunately, it's us against our own people. Maybe one day we could realize with all that power we got and we could come together like this, we can come together for something positive that's going to benefit our neighborhood and benefit us as foundational Black Americans. And I'm going to land it right there, Red.
Shout out to my man Scoop, man, for pulling up. You know what I'm saying? Scoop, definitely from the city, man. But there's ignorance, man. Like for people, like if you from another city, you can't talk about LA. I'm not saying, let me correct that. You can talk about LA, but at the same time, you got to address the ignorance in your own city. Black on black violence in New Orleans is higher than it is in California. And but there's ignorance everywhere. If you go to Chicago, Detroit, Memphis, there's tons of black on black violence. So ignorance, I'm calling out ignorance in all Black people. The difference between me and y'all, I call out my people in my own city. A lot of you guys come up and you don't say anything about the ignorance in your city. You ignore the ignorance in your city. And you talk about Los Angeles or either Chicago all day. But I can assure you, I'll tell you this. I don't care if you're in Jackson, Mississippi, Birmingham, Alabama, New Orleans, Louisiana, Memphis, Tennessee, St. Louis, Missouri, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Detroit, Michigan. It's a ton of black on black violence, a ton of ignorance coming from our own people. I'm just real enough to call out the ignorance in my own city. A lot of you guys won't do it. You will just talk about ignorance in Chicago or LA because Chicago and LA stays in the media. But don't get it twisted for 1 second. Black on black violence is going on in all of these cities across the country. And most of you guys, you never call out the ignorance in your own city. Let me bring up I was going to bring up King Judah.
A lot of officers being brought in there. This is Lamert Park here, and you can see that.
Shout out to Miss T. Wilson, man. I appreciate you, Miss T. I see you in the building, man. Shout out to my girl, Miss T. Wilson, for blessing us with a 20 on the Cash App. She said, Miss T said, showing love and support. I appreciate you, sweetie. My LA sister. Much love.
There's still traffic moving in that area. We do know this was a site earlier today of the Freedom event in honor of Dr. Martin Luther King and the parade, but we had a stabbing there, and police also formed a skirmish line then. But that was at 2 o'clock. So what's happening now here at 5 p.m.? We're still trying to get information, but obviously it takes a minute for LAPD to form up like this, to get enough officers in place to have this kind of turnout and this kind of skirmish.
What y'all don't understand is this, man. Shout out to Active Chucks, Dumbo and Keyway Conversations. Shout out to my man Deuce M. You want to know some real LA history? You want to know about LA culture? Tap into my man, man. He right here. He right here in the comments. Shout out to my girl, Miss T. But shout out to my man, Deuce Sims right here. Active Chucks, Dumbo and Keyway Conversations, a real LA representative, man. 100. So that's one of the realest LA channels. If you want to know about LA, tap in with bro right there, man. He gonna lace your boots, as well as Red Supreme.
Line possibly forming up here with these officers as well. So is this a response to what happened earlier in the day at 2 o'clock, where they say now an officer may have been assaulted? Again, a person stabbed there around the parade area. Like I said, because it takes a minute for LAPD to get all of those officers in place and to get them to the location and to form a skirmish line like that, it might be in response to what happened this afternoon. Now, obviously, this has been a day of a lot of wonderful celebration with parades and marches and crowds gathering in festivity. And to see something like this, obviously, would be concerning to city leaders. So you have quite a crowd there in the street because a festival just ended. We had a reporter in the area talking about how the festival wrapped up shortly before our newscast. It was an all-day festival. Of course, the parade is usually in the morning hours, wrapping up probably around noon to 2 o'clock, give or take. And then you had that word of the stabbing incident. So why there's concern at this hour, we're still trying to get information there. But as you can see, it's probably a place to stay away from at the moment with all of that police activity and people there in the streets. We're going to keep a watch on this situation right now and come back to it if we need to.
Like I said, unfortunately, man, people go to the MLK Day parade to gangbang, man. They're not celebrating MLK. No, the YNs. I'm not. Let me correct that. The YNs. The older people, yeah, they go up there to celebrate. They go up there for the festivities. They go up there to celebrate Black culture and MLK. Now, the YNs, the gang members, they don't come up there to celebrate MLK. They come up there looking for problems. They come up there to gangbang. Unfortunately, that's the reality. That's been going on in my city for decades now. This situation right here ain't nothing new. Gangbangers been meeting up at the MLK Day parade to fight one another. You know, somebody got stabbed. Somebody got stung. They tried to throw somebody off of the balcony. Hey, homie, it gets ugly. It gets ugly. It is what it is, though.
What's the worry with politicians? I had a dream that the J side and the dark side, rolling 40s and peace stones would all get along. Dr. King turning over in his grave, ain't no doubt about it. The YNs tore King Boulevard to shreds, man. They was at the mall doing the most first fight.
Yeah, it was at the mall. They was trying to throw the dude off of the balcony in the mall.
Ain't no doubt about it. The YNs tore King Boulevard to shreds, man. They was at the mall doing the most first fight. B-Team tried to throw a young brother over the balcony. Somebody came to their senses and pulled him back over. They would have cracked little buddy egg like Humpty Dumpty. It been squabble after squabble and melee after melee for years at the parade. It was a 35-year-old from the 40s trying to punish something down. That shit was out of hand. Spotty Face finna be hot when he see DC Baby Draco behind the camera. He was at JG, gas in the mud. 40 Crip, you over there pumping them kids up? I told y'all, he out here racing 20 years worth of work with one vlog. Cup and go Dr. King on us on the next No Jumper episode. Watch. This was gonna go on with or without.
He said Sporty Face gonna get his Dr. King on the next No Jumper live. Shout out to Sporty Face though, man. I like Sporty Face, man. But he said, yeah, Sporty Face gonna get his MLK on, man. He about to go in on DC Baby Draco.
DC to be real. We gotta call strike a strike. Everybody uploading what they feel is their highlights from the melee and whatnot. B-Team thought this shit through. I can tell you that. They stayed mountained up and punching shit all day.
Big E, man, let me know if you want to hit the link, man. So if you want to hit the link, Big E, I will drop it for you, my brother, because I know you're going to drop some juice. Anybody, man, if Active Chucks want to pull up, Dumbo and Keyway Conversations, shout out to my brother, Deuce M. He want to pull up. He got it. Big E, you want to pull up? You got it. I'll drop the link. Exactly, Miss T. Shout out to my girl, Miss T. Wilson. I don't know why people keep talking about Mexican parades. We don't go to Mexican parades. For what?
BT, West Side 40. Nightmare. Crip moving.
Yeah. Oh, we on that. Tell her, what'd you say? Happy King Day, What's up? Don't be on that CD.
Blood, it's a whole lot of it. Look at blood. Whoa. It's a whole lot of be in the cut though. Let them know something. Whoa. Oh, blood, yeah.
Water rapper crabs out.
The rapper crabs out. Yeah.
Funky murder game. Funky murder game. Funky murder game. Murder game. Yeah. You know what it is.
Hey, homie, they out there squabbling.
Working on here, blood. The juggles got it bragging out here. They out here squabbling. Homies, they out here squabbling. They got issues they got to deal with. All the young. Look at these young. They out here get witty.
Yeah, some of this was so you can't show it on YouTube, man. It was that graphic, bro.
Yeah, and all that goes. Yeah, and all that goes. Yeah, oh, BT, though. Oh, blood, yeah. Oh, blood. Nigga, y'all saw it.
Yeah.
The little homies just rumbled. Them niggas is over there getting active. Man, you good? Look at these men.
And I got to say it again. Shout out to Street Political Views, man. Street Political Views. Check him out. Covers a lot of street content about Los Angeles. I wanted to give him a shout out.
Y'all good?
They want to get through, can't get busy. You know, we got keyways behind us. We got the whole shit behind us. Oh, damn. They saving these niggas, cuz. Look at this shit. We can't even get across, cuz. We just trying to get cracking one time. Y'all know what I'm trying to do. I'm in the dead bottom trying to do it. What we doing? Hey.
Come over here, bro.
Hey, let me say something, man. We had 1,000 people watching. We got 900 some people watching. Make sure that you guys hit the like button, man. Show some love and support to King Supreme. Bless the like button. We only got 300 something likes and 900 some people watching. Get us 900 something likes and make sure that you hype the video when it uploads to YouTube. You dig?
This shit crazy.
I'm gonna drop the link for my man Street Media, man. My homeboy Street Media. That's my bro right there, man. I gotta drop it for street media. I got you, my guy. I gotta bring my bro up. I know he gonna spit some game, man. Street media, you got it, my brother.
Hey, you can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I wish that mayor, LA, and that governor would have assembled an all black SWAT team, an all black FBA SWAT team, OGs, and let them go to there and and whoop their ass. Drag them up. Listen, beat the dog crap out of them. Every last one of them. Smack them around, beat them up, throw them in the back because they deserve it. No white ones, all black. All black, because that's our kids. Go in there and beat the crap out of them, the dog crap out of them. Send a real gang down there and beat them up. Y'all want to do this on our day and desecrate it? This is what you get. And then let's see if they can cry racism then. Because we got to get our own people together. They should have assembled they should have called across LA and brought in some what they use down there, those out in LA, the sheriff's department. All them black sheriffs should have went down and just beat the crap out of them. Yo, but the ones gang banging, stomp them all out. Take them all to jail real bloody.
Hey, street media, the police just sat there and watched it. It was a gang of police out there. They was just watching. They was watching the fight like they was entertained.
Nah, listen, I get it, but we got Trump in office now. So he doing his thing. Listen, a bunch of black cops and let them go down there and put order in. Let them go down there and put it. It's a black neighborhood, black day. Send a bunch of black cops down there. Man, listen, send a bunch of black Republican cops down there. A bunch of black conservative cops down there and beat the shit out of them because they deserve it. And it's me, straight up street dude. My whole thing is this, man, because I'm gonna tell you why. They out there carrying on like that. The minute these SWAT team and police come through and a black kid get killed, what's the first thing we're gonna be doing?
Yeah, you already know.
We're gonna be marching. We're gonna be complaining, right? So if that was me, if I was the mayor, I'd send 300 black cops down there. I'll tell them, y'all got carte blanche. I don't care. We get cases, beat the shit out of every last one of them. I want to see them haul ass and the hell out of down wherever they at. I want to see them running and screaming for their life. I guarantee you, 90% of them won't come back down there and do it again.
I think the thing about it is street media. I think they like to see that. They like us. They love for us to act up on MLK because the police, somebody got stabbed, a few people got hurt. They was trying, and the Crenshaw Mall is right there. They was trying to throw a dude off of the floor, but somebody stopped them. Like, man, you gonna catch a murder case, man.
No, listen, I'm with you. I'm with all that. But that's what I'm saying. When they talk about law and order, we need to have our own aspect of law and order. The problem is we're not allowed to get our own people together because this is the thing, bro. Out there in LA ain't no different than here in Philly. They doing all the same thing. They just saying blood and Crips. These little dudes acting crazy the same way we did. The thing is this, right? If they deputize me, you, the brother, we had to go in our community together. You can't go in there and talk to a lot of these young kids nice. You got to smack. Listen, you got to go in there and knock somebody's head off in front of everybody so they know you're not playing, bro. It was the same thing in our era. In the 90s, you think one dude can come out and say, well, you guys need to get off the corner. Was that going red?
No, right. Yeah, it ain't gonna work.
When you in the penitentiary, them prisoners, they say something to you, man. You don't move, man. They take you in the back and handle you. Like they make an example out of you. So my whole thing is this, man. Like listen, I'm with all the stuff. I understand the system is racist. I understand the white man, this and that. I'm with all that. I ain't talking about the white man right now. The white man ain't got nothing to do with this. I'm talking about us.
Yeah.
And I just wish that I would assemble my own police force and we went down there and whipped their ass. I would do it here in Philly. I would tell them, y'all got an hour to disperse. If not, we're gonna unleash hell on y'all. And I'm gonna lock your mom and your parents up too for allowing you to be down here doing this shit. This ain't no white man, it's me. Because that's the only way you're gonna get things in order, man. Get our people in order to stop us from harming each other and then them coming to harm us and then we complaining about it. This ain't got nothing to do with the white man racist. He always been racist. He gonna be racist today, tomorrow, next week. I'm talking about us. And what
this is gang culture. And like I say, street media, this is gang culture. It's like the gang bangers in LA, they use MLK Day because they know you're gonna find your rivals up there. So they're not even going up there to celebrate. They're going up there looking for problems.
Right. So I'm gonna bring the gang banging to them. And while I'm beating them, y'all want to bang? I'm gonna come. Let's bang. I'm gonna beat the dog crap out of them. That's all you got. But that's what I'm saying. It's sad and it sounds crazy, but I'd rather them get the shit beat out of them than them out there killing each other. At least they listen. There'll be some teeth missing, beaten, and bloody, but they'll be alive. And I bet you, I guarantee you, the majority of them won't go back up there and do it again. See, they do it because they don't fear nothing. There's no fear of nothing. They don't fear the government. These dudes don't fear going to jail or being around a bunch of men for the rest of their life until they actually get there. They don't have no fear of nothing.
Until they get there. You're right. You said a very important thing. They don't care about it until they actually get there, and you got to live the penitentiary lifestyle. No women, no children, getting up and eating dog food every day.
because young undeveloped brains doesn't understand the consequence of actions the way that we do. So understanding the science of undeveloped brains in the youth, you have to already. When I remember when I was in juvenile lockup, they had a thing called, there was no such thing as rules. We didn't follow the rules. We followed the norms. It was expected behavior of the group. And the way that they did it was, if you broke those norms, them big ass staff members, man, they beat the living dog crap out of you. So you already understood. You were juvenile. You went there with big 6'5", 300-pound former football players. They beating the crap out you. The minute, listen, you break the norm, you're getting beat up. That was the lockup we was in back in the day. So it was already what was already understood didn't need to be explained, because I learned back then that men keep boys in line, and you do it by strict rules. And if you don't have strict rules, this is what you get. It ain't just black boys, it's white boys, Latino boys. It's everywhere. If you don't have strict codes and strict rules in line, I would have went in there. They throwing up them signs. I'd have been breaking their hands and everything. I don't care, because that's the way you got to deal with it. This ain't got nothing to do with the white man. This is me getting our people in order.
Yeah, man, because this is MLK, man. And even though, me being from LA, I understand the ignorance, I understand the culture, but it's like, come on, people, we got to do better. It's like the white man didn't shut down MLK Day. We did that. We brought our ignorance to the MLK Day parade. This is a day where we're supposed to celebrate our civil rights leaders, our people who fought for us. So, didn't no white person, didn't no Mexican, didn't no white person come up there to shut the parade down. We shut our own parade down with ignorance.
Yeah. I know as a brother just came up, but I wish they had an all black police task force that can go down there and have all the white police stand by and watch. And whenever we throw them to the side, let the white police put them in the van, but let us take care of our own kids. Let us go down there and handle that.
Yeah, man. Well, I appreciate your street media. Let me bring up Shaggy real quick. Shaggy, what's going on? Shaggy.
Hey, what's going on, man?
It's good, brother.
Picking up a little bit of knowledge here, man. Trying to understand the different cultures. You feel me?
Yeah.
See, I was raised in Compton, and I was listening a little bit to old boy, and about people not wanting to smoke. Well, out here, man, it's kind of different. See, everybody wants to smoke. The same way SAs get it, Crips get it, Bloods get it. Anybody can get it, man. You feel me? And the same thing that's happening there is the same thing that happens in Cinco de Mayo and Dia de los Muertos and then type of parades. See, everybody knows people's out there to celebrate, and the ignorance just takes over. You know what I'm saying? Knowing damn well that once you hit the streets, you're gonna run into them enemigos, and it's gonna be on and cracking.
Yeah.
So that type of ignorance evolves on both cultures, black and Mexican. So the way I see
you're
it,
right
everybody.
about that, because you're right about that. I'm gonna add this to you, and I'm gonna pass it back to you. We do the same thing, blacks and Mexicans, because Independence Day in Chicago, the Latin, I think it was San Jose, Chicago. I think it was Mexican Independence Day, Cinco de Mayo. When you gang bang and they run into the enemies, it's gonna go up. So a lot of this stuff has to do with culture. Like, this ain't got nothing to do with racism. This has everything to do with gang culture and the ignorance that comes with it. But you got it, bro.
Exactly. Hey, like I said, I appreciate you giving me a little bit of minute to say what I had to say, and more power to you. Hey, man, check it out, man. I check you out all the time. I ain't subscribed because I'm handicapped right now. I'm in Mexico right now.
Oh, okay.
You feel me? I came out here. I'm not deported or anything like that. I just came out here and this is my entertainment right now. So I
Well, man,
appreciate
hey,
you,
man,
you
hey,
knowledge and you know what I mean. I'm into this YouTube shit right now, just listening, man, just picking up stuff.
hey, man,
Yeah.
blessings to you, man. I appreciate you for tapping in because I was gonna say that, but I'm glad you beat me to the punch because I was watching something on Cinco de Mayo and Mexican Independence Day. I said, damn, they're doing the same thing we doing. We supposed to celebrate these days, but we go to these parades and we get into it with our own people, you know.
See,
So
the thing is the young culture don't understand the significance of them days. See, they don't understand that MLK was a great man, and this is a Mexican saying it, my boy. That was a great man who changed. He changed a lot of things for not only for black people, for people as well.
yeah.
Then Cinco de Mayo, they forget about that. They just say fuck that. They was just gonna go after the enemies. They're gonna be out there anyway. They're ignoring the fact of the celebration of that day.
Yep. That's true, man. It's like they go out there looking for enemies. They're not going out there to celebrate the day. You know, they going out there to gang bang, man, you know.
Yeah, man. Not
Yeah,
knowing that they're
man.
going to destroy a future, they're going to destroy a family, they're going to destroy some kid's life. They're going to grow up with no parents. They ignore all that. I mean, being grown up, you start thinking about bullshit you pulled off, and then it hits you. Be like, damn, you affected all kinds of people's lives. But at the moment, that ignorance kicks in, and that automatic, you know what I'm saying? Start gangbanging, start doing this, start doing that, not giving no fucks about anything, but in reality, what you're doing is ruining other people's lives, and in the process, fucking your own up.
Yeah, man. Well, I appreciate you, Shaggy, for pulling up, man. You know, pull up anytime. You're welcome, my brother. Appreciate you,
No,
man.
I appreciate you for giving me the time, my boy.
Yeah, man. Stay blessed out there, man. Blessings to you, bro.
Same here, my boy. Take care.
All right, all right. But yeah, he's right about that. You know, the Mexicans do the same thing on their holidays. You know, when they go to their parades, they see the enemies, they get off. This gang culture, you know, it's a lot of this ignorance. Like I say, Mexicans ain't listen. I've never seen a Mexican mess up a black parade in Los Angeles. When a black parade gets shut down in Los Angeles, it gets shut down. It gets shut down because of our people and our ignorance. White people don't mess up our parades. Mexicans don't mess up our parades. We're the ones that's messing up our own parades. Nobody else comes to destroy it. And the white police officers are looking at it like, well, hey, man, if y'all want to harm each other, we're going to sit back. Look, why they doing all that? Look at the police. I'm going to show you right now. I'm going to pass it back to street media. The police lined up. They letting everybody fight. They're not doing anything. They're just watching this. But it's black people should be smart enough to govern ourselves. We shouldn't have to depend on white police officers to govern us in our own communities. We should have enough love and respect for one another to de-escalate a lot of these situations before it take place. But unfortunately, gang banging is what these youngsters are into, so the ignorance takes over. They're not going to celebrate MLK. They are pulling up to gang bang on one another. Let me pass it to my man, street media, man. You got it, my bro.
And see, part of this FBA movement is we got. I mean, and it has to be this way. And I've been saying this. Remember, I was doing my series "Death to the Real Nigga."
Yeah,
and I was saying death to the real nigga and the bad bitch. I wasn't saying killing nobody. It was killing that nigga in your mind. Now, what happens if you weren't going to behave this way, you out. We not supporting you. We not marching for you. Don't have no lawyer money for you. Oh man, what just happened? Yeah, if anything you do that's harming black folks, we ain't with you. Like if you out. And the problem is, for a very long time in our communities, we haven't had anything like this. There haven't been any. The gangbangers know that they can go blow another black man in the face, go home and get some food from their mom, go to their girl house, get some coochie. You still get supported in the community. At some point, the same way we're going saying that these Caribbeans and Africans that speak against us is out. Listen, if you are FBA and you down with hurting other FBAs, you out. You out. And we gotta set that precedent. We ain't marching for you. When little Let Loose got killed, that's his business. That's between him and his mama. We ain't got nothing to do with that. And that's the only way you're going to change this gang culture, man. You're not going to change it no other way, right? Because the community supports it. We make excuses for it, and it's harming us. And that's why I'm saying I wish that we could assemble about 300, 400 black cops to go down there and kick them in the ass. Because go straight down there and kick them clean in the ass. I'm listen, go down there and give them one warning, disperse. You know how them young F you cop, use black sellout, bam, just like that, and just start stomping them all out. Because that's the and Red, you know what I'm talking. That's the only way you can deal with them that way. Because once you start doing it to one, they all start falling like pinballs. The rest, a whole bunch of them are going to back off. Man, they ain't playing with us, man. They kicking ass, and that's the way you deal with it. That's the only way you can deal with it. You got to meet that type of violence with extreme violence. Invoke fear. You know how I know that's true? Because we'll kill each other in a heartbeat. But the minute it's time to go deal with some white folks, these niggas start becoming lawyers. They start knowing how much time you can get. They start knowing what prison you gonna go to, because they scared of that white man. Because that white man, when he decide to punch back, he punched back with extreme violence. Like Dr. Khalid Muhammad told us, you niggas is gangsters till the real gangsters show up. That white man, because when he punish you, he punish you for real. Because he punished you to make an example for everybody else. We don't do that with our own people, man. That's all I'm saying. Like, look at all them babies and little girls out there. So this is the thing for everybody watching. Forget them gangbanging for a minute. All those young girls out there, little boys and babies, all what they just did was say, I don't care nothing about no black people. I only care about my gang. I'm not aligned with y'all. I don't care nothing about black people. And that's the way you got to treat them. Because there's a whole bunch of black people out there that didn't come there to see no gangbanging stuff. So the minute you made it about you and your gang, you separated yourself from FBA. And you got to treat them that way until they change from their wicked ways, man. That's the way you deal with them. But I get a lot of people give me flack for saying what I'm saying because they love the gangs and the stuff that these gang children do more than they love me. I'll become the bad guy for saying what I'm saying. Oh, you just want to abandon the kids. No, I want to abandon deaf culture. It's crazy, man. I mean, it's crazy. And like the guy said, because the Latinos do it, the Puerto Ricans do it. I think the Puerto Ricans is more vicious here in Philly than the blacks are. We just got more numbers. They kill each other down in Puerto Rican land way more efficient than we do, and riot and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's just.
Do they? Hey, Streamy, do they do the Puerto Rican Day Parade in Philly?
Yeah, bro. You go out in LA, you see the videos online whenever they show the open air drug market in Philly, the heroin where they do all the dope at.
Yeah.
Videos, right. Listen, that area, Kensington, is probably the worst in the country, bro. Them Ricans, listen, it's a shooting like every hour. Like it's down there. Listen, they show Compton, Philly, Detroit, ain't nowhere got that stuff. That's like another Tijuana, a Culiacan or something down there, bro. Listen, machine gun fire everywhere. The drug corners are still like it's the 80s, bro. That's all Puerto. It's blacks that live down there too. Don't get me wrong, but it's majority Puerto Rican territory and dirty whites. Man, please, they wild out too. But the thing is, the Puerto Ricans down there are real cool with the blacks. They say the same thing I'm saying, bro. They tired of that shit too. So,
yeah,
and I know, and this ain't the totality of our culture. This is the percentage of our culture. But all I'm saying is, I just wish that black men really had the ability to police their communities the way that we want to, because we would have been smacked the shit out these dudes, man. But we can't. We get arrested for it. Or I'll say this, I'll land here. If you assemble, let's just say 200 black men, grown black men went down there and dispersed that crowd, got them up out of there, right? And every time something happened, they do it. You know what happened to those black men in LA? They would get a RICO charge. They would get a RICO. Because what they would say is, these guys got too much control in the street. They would give them a RICO.
Hold on one second. Hold on 1 second. Street Media. Brown Skin Goddess, you're welcome to pull up. So I dropped the link for you. So Brown Skin Goddess, you can pull up. You're welcome to hit the link, my sister. But yeah, go ahead and finish Street Media.
Yeah, somebody said Puerto Ricans is crazy in Philly and Chicago. Yeah, listen, any black man that's in Philly, Chicago, Detroit, St. Louis, if they had enough power to unify the gangs and go in there and straighten people out, they would get a RICO charge right away. Within 6 months, they would have a RICO charge. The feds will lock them up. because they would tie them to drugs and say that they had too much. We're not allowed to fix our own communities and get our own kids together, Red. That's the problem. It would not, if you had a Jeff Fort or Aaron Jones or somebody like out here on the streets, they would put their ass right back in jail right away. Right away. You can't do it. You wouldn't be able to do it. That's all I'm saying. You wouldn't be able to do it. That's the sad part. You would not be able to do it, bro. They would lock them up. So
Yeah, well, I appreciate your street media for pulling up, my brother. I'm gonna see if somebody else want to pull up, but yeah, you already know, bro. You know, you family, so you can pull up anytime. Appreciate you, man. All right, shout out to my bro for street media pulling up, man, and giving his commentary. You know, that's fam right there. So brown skin goddess, if you want to pull up, you welcome to add to the conversation. Yeah. So yeah, man, it just is what it is. Make sure that you guys get the likes up, man. We had over 900 some people watching on this one right here. So if you appreciate the content, you appreciate the knowledge about LA history, if you appreciate the commentary, make sure that you bless that like button. In a major way. So the link is in the chat. I'm gonna give it a few more minutes. Like if you guys want to hit the chat, the time to do it is now. Shout out to Black Warrior Spirit. Shout out to Black Warrior. Let me bring up my man Scoop. Scoop always got something to say about this, man. Scoop, you got it, my brother.
Salute. You read chat platform. You know what? I came back because I got something to say, man. Look, we as a community got to realize one thing. Okay, as a Black community, the raising of these little YNs, these little youngsters, ain't just on one person. It's on the community. The community. See, this is the reason why I used to have neighbors watching my kids. I used to have my community watching my kids. They knew who my kids was, and they knew damn well if my kids got out of line and you told me about it and my kids out here acting a fool, that's they behind when I get home. The way society in America is set up, it's set up to basically damn near work you to death. It's not set up for you to be at home with family. It's not set up for you to be raising kids. In this day and age, hell, you need 2 and 3 incomes just to raise a family. Okay? But the fact of the matter is somebody got to be watching them kids. And I need to ask a whole lot of y'all, these somebody babies. Ain't everybody ain't innocent. Somebody don't know where their child is at. One thing you need to learn as parents, I'm 56 years old. I done raised all my kids. All my kids adults now. And not one of them ever went to jail. Not one of them went to juvenile hall. Not one of them got babies. None of them. And I raised every last one of them. Because you know why? Because I was in their business. I was in their jerseys. What you doing? Where you going? Who is that? No, you not going to spend night at their house. I don't know them people. Who is that? Who's that coming through my door? Who's your little friends? No, this one look like a little drug dealer. This one look like a little drive-by shooter. No, you ain't having them in and out my house. So stop with the excuses of, well, I can't be everywhere. Yes, you can. You had them kids. That's your responsibility to be everywhere. That's your responsibility to be up at the school, see what they doing, see who they hang out with, who they clowning with, who they talking on the phone with. My thing was, just because I bought you that cell phone don't mean you can't lose that cell phone. You don't run nothing. I pay the cost to be the boss. You don't run nothing in my house under my roof. I make the rules. I tell you what you can and can't do. No, you ain't closing your door. Your door don't get closed. Your door stay open. You don't pay for that door. You earn that meal you sit down to every day by doing what you're supposed to do. We all got a job to do. My job is to provide that roof, provide you clothes, shoes. My job ain't to be your friend. I'm your father, and that's what I'm going to stay, and that's the role I'm going to play. Your father. You don't get to just run the streets. it ain't gonna be you get home and nobody's there. Somebody's gonna always be there because you ain't gonna come through the door, throw your book bag down, and then go out in these streets. And yes, when anybody want to know, I'm from the land. I'm from LA. So I know about this stuff. I know what's out there. I know how easy it is to lose their life. I'm not gonna be the parent standing there crying in tears while my son or my daughter's up under that sheet. I'm not. Don't call me to talk about come identify the body. Because unless someone break in my house, there ain't gonna be nobody to identify. I know that's not my son out there, and I know that's not my daughter out there. They ain't not allowed to just run willy all in the streets with whoever they wanted to, go wherever they want to. Because I never made that excuse of, well, I can't be everywhere at one time. You got to realize one thing: the job don't come first. Your family, your kids come first before that job. You don't work your kids. You don't work the job. Your kids around the job, you work the job around your kids. If that job don't fit and that job's going to take you away to where you can't be there to see what your kids, find another job. Because there's jobs everywhere. Find another one. I don't care that job. That job ain't always worth it if it's going to sacrifice you being a role model or being there for your children. Children are very influential by anything. They don't listen to you. They listen to their friends. They listen to their environment. They'll listen to that gang. They'll listen to everything else out there in the street. By the time you wind up really knowing who your kids is, they gang members, they full-fledged, they out here having babies, they got a baby over here, you didn't know they had a child, they doing all kind of things behind your back. And you sitting up here thinking your little baby ain't doing nothing when you go out in the streets and find out your baby ain't nothing but a stone-faced killer and didn't know it. He out here banging, full with it. But when he come home, he gonna do what all kids do. He gonna come home, or she gonna come home and put on the little angel face as though they innocent, and you buying it. You don't know what they doing. You sitting up in the office, you sitting up in a factory, and your child sitting at home. You don't know what they doing. Kids are very conniving. They can pull your leg and got you believing one thing when it's something totally different. Right. That means you need to be in their life constantly 24/7. Eyeballing them, seeing what they doing, see who they friends is. Every little friend gonna come over and pretend like they little goody two shoes, and you gonna think you got the perfect little kids. They don't do nothing when they got you fooled. These are somebody's baby. All them kids out there, I'm pretty sure they got parents somewhere. They didn't get here through a thought. Somebody made them children. So how in the hell did all these kids loose? That's a whole lot of parents that ain't doing their job. And I'm going to land it there, Red.
Shout out to my brother Scoop, man. I'm going to pass it to Dom, then I'm going to pass it to Trav. Dom, you got it.
How are you doing?
I appreciate you. Appreciate you. All love.
Yeah, I love your platform because you're talking about stuff that is really going on in these streets. And it's not just gossip. But I do agree with the brother. I appreciate him for that. It's true that that's what's going on when it comes to the parents that care. But I'm going to say it from the parents that don't care. Those are the ones that are gangbanging themselves and they having all these children. They took out all the for the village. There's no more village disciplining the kids. They get mad if you discipline their kid. When you put them in jail, they're out there bailing them out. For me, I tell my son, if you go to jail, you're staying there. I'm not bailing you out. It's not happening. These kids been doing this for the longest, and the parents are gangbanging with them. That's why you see the lady out there walking. She's saying her hood or the sound that they make, and she's probably following right behind her son in that pack. It's not structure anymore. Everybody's don't touch my kid, don't touch my kid. Instead of saying, you're right, what did he do? I'm going to tear him up when I get him. But now the kids, you can't hit them no more. They're calling the police on you. The parents don't care, and they just multiplying these children, and it's just getting out of hand. That young man that you saw out there, they saying he was a civilian. No, that's one of their big homies. They not even listening to him. He trying to fight them. So it's a lot going on out here that people don't understand. I'm from LA as well. So I see it. You can't. It used to be the white people walking around clutching their purse. Now we clutching our purses when we walking past these kids. They're demons. They're freaking children of the corn. They're lost their damn mind. Their parents out there doing it with them, and there's no structure anymore. We can get the police out there all we want. We can get them our color. It's not going to matter. They doing it in front of the police. They don't care. They do not care.
Yeah, and I can tell you from LA because just by what you're saying. You know, you understand it from a whole nother level. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So yeah, I love when I get my LA people up here because we know what's going on. We understand the cause and we understand everybody that's involved. Like you said, you got some of these people got parents who condone this behavior. So
Yes.
it's you know what I'm saying? But yeah.
They're the parents that not my child, or my child ain't do that. Your child just killed somebody. What are you talking about? Yes, that's your child. And then they're there to protect them. It's gonna be okay. I got you. I'm gonna bail you out. I watch it every day on YouTube. The parents defending their kids. You have to change your mindset and say, you know what? I don't want this generation that I had going on in my family to be the same. Let me change it up and be like the young man that was just talking, taking down the doors. You're not closing no doors. You can't even take their phones no more. They don't care about that. They're gonna go get on their friend's phone and do whatever they gotta do. They're running away from home. So it started from letting the village not discipline these kids no more. And it just went haywires. Everybody's gremlins out here now. They running around acting crazy. I'm scared of them. I can't even wear my jewelry. I can't put on my nice things when I go out because you don't know if somebody's gonna snatch you up. I have my homegirl get snatched up for all her chains going to the store. And she's not
Yeah.
in, she's not in no gang. So it's just really dangerous out here right now. And we be trying to get people to understand this. You're talking about LA all the time, but it's everywhere. You can't
Yeah.
just say LA, it's all over. And these gangs that the
It's
police
all
were
over.
trying to stop it because they were trying to barricade them in so that they won't go to the other side and start no mess. They kept the Crips the Bloods inside, the Crips outside, trying to keep them barricaded in, and then they let them all fight it out. And then they decided to end it after they done beat each other to a bloody post.
Right. Right. And like I said earlier, you know, this Bloods and Crips has spread it nationwide. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of people ain't really talking about their city. So it's a popular thing to talk about LA and Chicago, but this is a black problem. This ain't just isolated.
Yes.
This ain't isolated to just Los Angeles. You know, if you go to New
Yes.
Orleans, there's a big black on black problem with black people unaliving each other. The same thing for Chicago, same thing for Detroit, same thing for Philadelphia, the same thing for St. Louis, Memphis, Tennessee, Birmingham, Atlanta. So this is a problem nationwide with how we treat one another, right?
Right. And you don't have the black men that were out there stumping and beating the streets no more because they getting beat down when they go out there by these kids. It's hard to get them in line when they're not even respecting anybody. They're not respecting the law. They're not respecting their big homies. Hell, they beating up on their big homies. They talking mess to them. They don't have no respect.
Right.
So it
Yeah.
comes from their hood and it comes from their family. Their family's in the hood. They got their hood people they don't respect, and it's just getting out of control. And we really need to come up with something to get this under control. You don't see no parents out there with no belt swinging. You would have saw me out there swinging my belt on all my son's kid friends and him. So you don't see that. You see them. Oh, look at this. Look. Oh, wow. You're recording, but ain't nobody grabbing their kids up. You know your son, you know your son, your daughter out there, and the daughters, they're not innocent either. They walking out there, but they affiliated too. Hell, they more affiliated than the guys be these days.
Yeah, that's true, man. A lot of the women shit, they be out there banging
They banging hard,
and instigating as
like a
well for
whole
sure.
man. They out there like a whole man. I'm scared of them too. I can't even go in the grocery store and I see a pack of them heifers acting up. I'm not saying nothing to you. You're not jumping me.
Yeah, they
Them
don't have no
bonnets. I don't mess with them bonnet
respect
girls.
for their elders because at least back in the day, I'm an 80s baby, you know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, me too.
we 80s baby. So even in the 90s when we was teenagers in the 90s, if we seen some of the elders, we would put the weed down when the elders walked by,
Man,
right? So there was a certain respect that we had for our elders. Even if we was banging and doing stuff in the street, we still respected the elders, man. These youngsters today don't give a damn about MLK. They don't give a
no.
damn about no elders or nothing.
They don't know what MLK is. They came out there for the parade. All they hear is parade. Oh, we about to get active out there for the parade. They don't care. They don't even probably know who Martin Luther King is.
Or what he stood for, right?
They don't know. You stand a group of them together. They can't tell you one thing about him. All they gonna say is he had a dream, and y'all messing that dream right on up.
Right. That's all they can tell you. Because I was speaking on that earlier. Like they don't even know what MLK stood for. They don't
No,
understand nothing about civil rights. They don't understand what he did to make progress for our people. They're just coming out there to act a fool. They didn't come out there to celebrate MLK at all.
they didn't learn it in school because they beating up the teachers. They can't learn in school that the teachers scared of them. What makes you think they don't care? They don't respect nobody. You can't learn if you're beating on the teacher. The teachers is giving up.
Yeah,
So
man.
yeah,
The
you don't
culture
know
has
what
definitely.
MLK is. You heard parade, and you say, "Oh, I'm about to get active, and I'm about to go beat up some Crips. I'm about to go beat up some Bloods." And the police standing there like, "Let them do it. They ain't got no guns. Let them beat each other till they tired, and then we're gonna step in."
Yep, that's exactly what happened. Well, I appreciate you, Dumb. You know what I'm saying? Are you in the comment section?
I was in there. Yes, I was.
Okay, well,
And I was listening. I said, "Oh, where are women at? Let me get up here on this panel." Because I tears mine up. I don't care. He's 27, and I still get up on him. I don't care. I brung you here, and ain't no way they got these kids taking out their parents. These parents are scared of their kids. Not something I brung to life. No.
Yeah, that's true, man. You know, even the elders, like you said, the elders don't want to say nothing to them because it's like shit, the kids, they attacking the elders. So it's like
Yeah.
they don't respect authority at all. They don't know nothing about MLK. They don't
No.
understand what he stood for. They don't understand the cause of nothing. They look at the MLK Day parade is to show up and act ignorant. That's
And
it.
get active.
And get active.
And get active. And it's sad, and I'm just so tired of it. Like I told you, like when I was in that store, it was some young black girls messing with this older lady, cussing her out, and they had on those tights and them bonnets, and I'm standing behind her like, dear God, I want to say something, but I'm already looking young. As soon as I turn around, it's on for me, and I'm pretty sure she ain't gonna help me. So I'm like, dang. But thank God the store people stepped in and kicked them out, but they don't care. There's no respect for elders, no respect for their hood, big homies, no respect for the police, and it's out of control. And the only way it's gonna stop is if we really get out there like Martin Luther King was. All of us get together. We always on this YouTube looking, but we're not out there beating the streets.
Yeah, man, that's a fact. Well, I appreciate you, Dom. You know, you can
Thank
you
you.
can pull up anytime. You my LA sister, so you
Yes.
you definitely understand what's going on, man. I know when I'm speaking to somebody from the land, because you know it's just it just flows the right way. So you definitely
Yes.
understand what's really going on in the temperature in these streets, you know.
Yeah, my girlfriend said, "Hey, you want to come down here to the parade?" I said, "Girl, I don't go to those. Are you crazy?" I
Same
know what's
here. It's
about to
like,
go down.
all right, exactly. I don't go to the parade because I already know what's gonna happen up there, man. It's
Exactly.
like you already know. It's like I ain't
I'm
finna
not
go
going
up
to
there,
commit
man.
suicide, honey. No. I'm gonna stay
Right.
right here.
All right. Well, I
Thank you
appreciate you,
for
Don, for
having me.
pulling up. Anytime. You're welcome.
All right.
All right. Let me bring up my bro, Try the Truth, man.
Man, salute, man. Salute to everybody on the panel. Salute to everybody in the chat. I'm gonna say this on this on this topic. It's very disheartening. It's very shameful. And what I want people to know is that things are changing. I mean, as far as the mentality, I hear a lot of y'all talking about black men need to go. Black men that need to go out there and do such and such. I'm gonna tell you the truth. We in a different space. I'm involved in different networks. I see a lot of different things going on online. Black men are not wearing the capes anymore. We've worn the cape before, and it didn't get us. We didn't get much respect. You know, people enjoy civil rights in this country because of the work that Black American men put in, and we don't have a good relationship with any other demographic. We don't get respected by the Mexicans, and they wouldn't even be in this country if black men didn't pay the dues that were paid for civil rights. If you didn't have that 200,000, and I'm always refer to this. I don't care how much y'all get tired of me repeating this. You had 200,000 black men that got into the Civil War, that joined the Civil War, and when the Confederacy was winning, those black men joined the Union, and the Union won the war. And now all of you enjoy the freedoms that you enjoy today. But things are changing with black men. I'm not talking about niggas, right? Stepdaddy season is over. Like, I can see the trajectory of that. You're going to see a lot less brothers being stepdaddies. You're going to see a lot less black men intervening with these with a lot of these children that come from these single parent homes. I know that some of y'all are good people and you come from single parent homes, but that is something that needs to be addressed in our community. You can pipe up, you can cry, you can whine. What about the father? What about the father? Whatever. We definitely need to have accountability on the father's end as well. But at the same time, a lot of these children are just products of single parent homes. And then I'll keep it a buck. You got a lot of kids that come from 2-parent homes that just want to be involved in street life, because street life is glorified in American culture.
Right.
That is a fact. We love it. We all do. Even the nerdy white boy in his cubicle at work. We all love a gangster. You know, we love the mob movies. We love Scarface. We love Goodfellas. I love the movies. You know, a lot of kids are emulating gangbanging. Y'all made a really good point earlier, Red. Gangbanging is national. Well, actually, not even that. It's international now.
Yeah.
You got sets in London. Yeah. Crips, Bloods in London.
I seen
Stabbing
it.
each other up. They ain't got no guns, but they bang on each other with knives.
I saw that, bro, for sure.
Yeah. I'm from South Carolina. I mean, you got non-trade blood sets all through South Carolina. I'm saying all through Florida. It's everywhere now. And I believe that was by design. You know what I mean? These labels, going back to the small hats, Jimmy Iovine, what's your boy at Interscope? I already said Jimmy Iovine. What's your boy at Def Jam? Leor Cohen. I'm not blaming them for this, but what I'm saying is, at some point, they looked at the destruction that gangbanging caused in Los Angeles a long time ago, because this ain't nothing new, and they wanted to find a way to cause that same destruction, that same division, that same degeneracy in other cities. Not to say that other cities didn't have their problems or have their problems we had in other cities, but put it like this: a city like Memphis, Tennessee was already rough, right?
Yeah, it was.
When you implement gangbanging into a city like that where they already going hard, it makes it worse.
It makes it
from
worse.
North Charleston. Don't take my word for it. Google it. Challenge what I'm saying. Google North Charleston crime. North Charleston was already a jungle. When you implement gangbanging and you add that to the recipe, now you got a gumbo pot of destruction. You know what I mean? And so the thing is, I know that we know what the issue is. Sometimes it's difficult trying to figure out what course of action we take. I'm not even. It's a lot of intelligent people here on this panel, but these things are complicated. Like street media said, you know what happens when Black American men assemble, even if it's for something positive. I watched this my whole life. You know, when we assemble, we get a lot of pushback, especially if we assemble and we have power. You know, they're going to try to dismantle that. But this is the thing, y'all. Like, I don't want these conversations to be too focused on what can't be done. You know, I want us to try to focus and ponder what can be done, what we can do, And I know it's difficult. I want to just say that. I know it's difficult. It's a complicated situation, but I'm going to just keep it a buck. I just feel like, a lot of these children are, if not a product of being in a single parent home, some of these kids, for whatever reason, because street life is glorified, they want to live the street life. We grew up in the era, shout out to my millennials, my 80s babies, and especially Gen X. A lot of us grew up in the era where, we participated in some of the things that you see young men in the inner city participate in, but a lot of us really wanted out. I wanted to get away from my city. I wanted to get away from my neighborhood, What I see right now is like a lot of young boys. I don't even want to say young men, young boys that want respect. They want respect, but they're not really willing to do what it takes to attain real honorable respect. It's easy to gangbang. It's easy to go hurt another brother. It's not easy to get a football scholarship playing linebacker. It's not easy to get a football scholarship playing quarterback. They want to do it the easy way. They want to do it the cheap way. You know what I mean? Like it's not easy to become a chemist. To go to school and study and stay up late. When you really want to go to sleep or you want to go party, you have to force yourself and discipline yourself to focus on the task at hand. So to me, I look at the whole gangbanging thing as just a cheap way for weaker, insecure men to attain respect, you know, because like I said, it's an easy thing to do, you know. So I don't know, man. Like when I grew up, you know, when I grew up, we had rec centers, we played ball, and even some of the most treacherous gangsters you would ever meet in your life, they knew to fall back at a cookout. You know, this ain't the time and place for that. They knew how to fall back at a rec basketball game. They would be right there cheering with us, you know. And we knew that we might know that so and so is a drug dealer, right? We might know that so and so is a hustler. We might know that he was a killer, but the etiquette was different. People had more consideration back then. And if you ask me, these youngins ain't as tough as the guys that come from that Gen X generation, or like, you know, or like older millennials, or I know every generation says it. I'm not trying to play the youngins, but it's just like, I don't know. I see them participate more in coonery, in theatrics, keyword theatrics, and foolishness more than I see them rise up when it's time to rise up. Because we can still refer to a couple different situations in LA where the street guys stood up. You know, if you go back to like early 90s or whatever like that, you know, I can show you some film where dudes that were in the streets that probably did some bad things stood up for like social injustices. You know, I'm looking at how these kids running amok on Martin Luther King Day. I mean, did y'all see this kind of hell in the streets when those black homes were being firebombed?
See, the thing with that, like that's so
I'm
far
not trying
away.
to play LA Red. I'm not trying
Like
to play.
it's so far away from the black community. Like a
Yeah.
lot of people didn't even know that. See, the thing, LA is so big. A lot of black people didn't even know that was happening because you don't have black people that live in those areas. It's kind of like if
Yeah.
you're in the South, there's a lot of things that goes down in the sundown towns that you don't hear about, right? And you be like, whoa, that happened. A black person got hung out there. I didn't know that. So a lot of people didn't even know about these fire bombings because black people don't live in El Monte. They don't live in East LA. You might have like 2 or 3 black people who live there. And a lot of those black people are disconnected from the blacks in South Central Compton. So we found out about that through the media and just later on, you know what I mean?
And you know what? That's actually that's a good equivalency, because if somebody was in a sundown town somewhere in South Carolina and they got and everybody said, man, what y'all doing in South Carolina? Y'all ain't riding. We gonna look at it like, bro, that happened in Edgefield. You know, we live in Charleston and Columbia and Greenville. You know, like most states, you know, we are concentrated in urban areas. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now in the South, you do have little black towns full of black folks, but a lot of times it's like, you know, the whole town is black, you know, and then you got a little small town where the whole town is white, especially sundown towns, you know.
Yeah,
But,
see, that's like out here in California, like those areas where that happened, that be happening in areas like black people don't even live out there. And sometimes, you know, a lot of people didn't find out till 2 years later that happened. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because there was no real follow-up in the media. So a lot of you got black people. Hey man, I'm gonna tell you like this, Travis. 2026. That firebombing took place in 2014. You got a lot of black people who in LA who live in LA who just found out about that a year ago. That's crazy.
Yeah, you're right. Matter of fact, because I actually seen people who were from Los Angeles calling into the show like, hey, this is new to me as well. And you know what, Red? I just want people to understand, like, I'm not trying to sound like a conspiracy theorist. This stuff is by design. They make it a point to suppress stories like that. You know, it's actually a lot of stories. Like I said, it may make the local news, but they try not to let that stuff make national news. They don't want to get us stirred up. I want y'all to don't get it twisted. People know what time it is with Black Americans. Like, you know, all of us are not cowards. You know what I mean? And they know what happens when you get us stirred up as a collective, nationally. You know what I mean? That's why I said, you know, we have our differences and whatnot, but LA ain't got nothing to worry about. You know what I mean? I look at LA like, okay, even though y'all may be 8% of the population, I'm like, hey, call some troops from the Bay. You got troops and other man. You know, I just want to make it clear that we are all one. I embrace the difference in our culture as far as the different accents, the different slang. I love to go to another city with another FBA brother, and you show me how y'all do. What y'all listening to out here in Philly? You know what I'm saying? We do the same things, but what kind of lingo or slang do you have for this? For this, because we say this where I'm from. What do they say where you from? I like that. I want us to embrace each other. But I'm gonna say this about these kids, Red, because I'm conflicted. Like on one hand, I see a lot of young men that could be soldiers in this fight. You know what I mean? Because we are in a fight. You know, whether or not y'all want to accept that. But at the same time, there's another side of me that feels like, okay, they are expendable. You know what I mean? Because the time and energy it takes to try to reform people, that's a lot. We only get one life. I want to see a change in this generation. I know that we can only see so much change because some things take time, but we can ramp things up with this internet. Everybody's always talking trash about the internet. We can utilize internet to do some positive things. Look at me. I'm connected with some of y'all brothers in LA. Like Red, people don't know that. Like we really talk. Like we talk. We have conversations, you know. Maybe not every single day, but we talk on a personal level, you know. I met you through this platform, you know. So I think that we had a point where we need like-minded foundational Black Americans to link up with other like-minded foundational Black Americans all over the country, and we gotta trim the fat. We gotta you know, if a finger is infected, you know what happens if you don't you know, if you don't deal with that infection, you might end up losing a finger, and then if it spreads further, you lose a hand. If it spreads further, you lose an arm. So sometimes you got to cut that finger off, and you'll keep the rest of your limbs. Cut your losses. I remember my man, not Virgil, Samurai, Black Samurai, when we spoke about creating our own communities, have a town takeover. What can they do if a bunch of FBAs link up and decide like, hey, let's relocate to this town? But not just any FBA. No. We ain't bringing Pookie. We ain't bringing Pookie. Like-minded foundational Black Americans that have a mutual interest. The people that want to live calm. The people that want to be able to come out. Because I miss this. I miss the 90s. I miss being able to go in a huge crowd of foundational Black Americans. And I'm talking about you had everything from people with college education, scholars, to people who were thugs, you know what I'm saying? That people that lived the street life. But we could come together and have a good time, and everyone would kind of go their way. And if the dudes in the streets had some kind of issue or dispute, they would kind of handle that among each other in their own space. You know, you don't. I mean, I'm gonna tell you the truth. There's no bigger coward than somebody that would disrupt the quality of life for families, right? You know what I mean? I'm a single man. I'm single and childless, right? But I still, if I walk down the street and I see a brother walking with his woman and his children, even if I'm bigger than him, you know what I do? I get out the way, because I actually hold that higher than I hold myself. That's just me personally. That's a family. I grew up in a family where my mother and my father did right by me and took care of us. We just, you know, we lived in a crazy area in one of the most deadly cities in America. But you know, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like a lot of these kids that grow up single parent homes, your mama's sassy, you know, you're banging, you're growing up around a bunch of other young Black men who ain't got no father either. They don't have the same respect and honor for families. They don't value it and cherish it and respect it because they never had it. And that's that's unfortunate. I feel for him, Red. I feel for him,
but yeah, man, this is what I'm gonna do though, Trav. I'm gonna wrap this thing up. But see, what a lot of people don't know is this: Blacks are, even though they're 8 to 9% of the population, a lot of people don't know. See, when you go to the South, a lot of those towns are small, so the Black population might be like 100-some thousand people. What people don't realize, LA County got 780,000 Blacks. That's like LA still has one of the biggest Black populations number-wise. The thing is, we have immigrants and they come here and they multiply. So the immigrants, but if you look at the number of Blacks in Los Angeles, is almost It's 780,000 blacks all over LA County. The thing is, we used to be over a million. We used to be like 1.5. So the population has dropped. But if you add up other cities and their black population, LA still has a higher black population than a lot of cities across the country. It's
That's a
just that
city. Not to cut you off, man.
LA has experienced so much illegal immigration
Yeah.
from the border, and they come over here and they have babies, so they've kind of overpopulated, but there's still a significant amount of black people in LA because it's 780,000 blacks in LA County.
It's the size of Charlotte, and I'm gonna tell you the truth. Charlotte is Charlotte ain't no small city. The population, the black population that you guys have, if you're looking at even like right now with that 700,000, that is the size of a major city. Just the black population alone. That is a major city within
Yeah.
I consider LA to be when people understand there's levels to this stuff, right? When you talk about a city like Los Angeles or like New York, they're not just big city. That is a metropolis. New York is a metropolis. Los Angeles is a metropolis. You know, Charlotte, North Carolina, big city. Atlanta, Georgia, big city. But when you talk about New York, LA, that is a metropolis. And so you're right. We got a significant population there, but it's just I've been watching this for a long time. Y'all have too, because y'all are from LA, but it's like I really can't figure out what the solution would be outside of trying to avoid being around these people, and just like-minded black Americans need to link up with other like-minded black Americans, because I'm not saying there's no hope for them, but it takes time, a whole lot of time, a whole lot of energy, and a whole lot of love to reform people, you know. And we at a point where I feel like, you know, the best of us and forget the rest of us. The best of us need to link up with the best of us. And that doesn't have anything to do with your income. Some of the best people you could ever meet in your life live in the ghetto. Some of the most kind-hearted, most generous people you ever met in your life meet in the ghetto. I want to have an out for them, Red. I want those people to have a place that they can go to where they could be around other foundational black Americans that value family, that value having a good quality of life. You know what I mean? That value being able to come outside and have a good time without another brother sizing me up. You know, I know how I feel to have to hurt somebody. You know, I'm not going to speak too much of my pet, but I know how I feel to have to hurt somebody, and when you really don't want to do that. But what can I do when I'm trying to go to a store and you ice grilling me? I try to ignore it. You make disparaging comments about me to my face. It gets to the point where, as a man, I got to stand on what I would have stand on. And I understand that when I go into that altercation, I may not win. I can't beat everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't. Yeah. I mean, I could die. I could end up losing my freedom, killing you. You know. So we gotta find a way to we gotta find a way to deal with each other better socially. And I do not have the answers. The best thing I can say is, if you can separate, because you have different foundational black American communities all over the country. We are not a monolith. You see that on this platform. People have a lot of different thoughts and views on things. We're not a monolith. So I'm gonna say this to the crowd, and I'm gonna land my plane with this. Link up with other like-minded black people. For some of y'all brothers who looking for a woman, I see some beautiful women in the chat. You know what I'm saying? And we come here because we share some of the same views. We may not have all the same views and thoughts, but we, generally speaking, we come to this space because we are like-minded black Americans. Link up with other like-minded black Americans and build, and avoid the degenerates. That's all I can say. You know, avoid the degenerates. That's it. I'll let my plane with that.
Appreciate you, Trav, for pulling up, man. All right, for sure. Mr. Moore, I know you've been in the background waiting. I'm gonna bring up Mr. Moore, man. Mr. Moore, man, where you at, brother?
I'm right here, man. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. You got the flow.
Yeah, awesome, man. Hey, so I can just tell you a few things that I know worked, that have been working in the city where I'm from. You have individuals who've been there and done that, you know, reaching back to reach who they can reach and teaching who they can teach. Some of these individuals work with youth who've been through the juvenile systems. Sometimes these individuals work with youth through school programs that actually send them to go talk to these people who actually mentor them, who have been there and done that. That can work. That's a strategy that can work. And you may only get a few, but you never know what seeds are being planted and what your impact does and how wide that's going to reach. But the thing is, when you look at these videos, it's like, man, it's tragic, man, because this is the community. This is the reality of the community. And these are the seeds that have sprouted from the culture or from the ground that is present in the community. So the question becomes, this is a question for me and you and like for everyone to really sit back and analyze, like, what seeds have you planted? Like, what have we planted into this world that has grown into what it's grown into? And is the fruitage of that something that's good? That's something that we have to think about, because young people need teaching. And in order to be taught, somebody got to do the teaching. Somebody got to be the person to teach them, to give them basic instruction, right? And we know some hard heads, they won't listen. You got a hard head in your class. What do you got to do? You got to get them out of there quickly, right? You got to try to help them. If they don't listen, you got to, kick them out the class. That's going to happen. But you have to be able to teach those who can be taught. And man, I'm not gonna carry on too long, but I'll tell you the story, man. A short story about two of the most successful young people I know, both under the age of like 23, man. Very, very successful young dudes. One, he is the son of a senior engineer from Google. This guy now is working for Meta, very successful, but beyond just the money, he's a good person, which goes further than the money itself. And I'll tell you another example, another dude, another guy, engineer, man. Like he's been coding, he's been engineering since he was a child. See, so what I'm saying is that this kid's parents, his family, helped him put his life on a trajectory to make sure that he would be successful. Now, for a lot of for our people, it may look a little bit different. You got people like what's the brother? I forgot his name, man. The brother whose son is boxing now. He's from Oakland, you know what I'm saying, from the hoods of Oakland. He taught his son how to box, like,
talking about the Haneys.
Yeah, the Haneys, right? So it's gonna look different for different people, but the point is, you got to teach people something. You got to help them and kind of set them in a trajectory that's going to lead to their success. That's the best thing that they can do, and so the thing is, now, who are these young people looking up to? Like the brother before said, man, the way the culture works, they looking up to other gangbangers. They looking up to other musicians whose music and whose entire message is completely useless. It leads to nothing. It leads to your own demise. It's actually, when I sit back and watch the videos, brother, I'm looking at this like, man, this is damn near genocidal. Like, what's really going on? Like, we out here really targeting and harming each other.
Yeah.
For nothing, literally for nothing, and it's like, well, okay, I can be this hard head rebel and I can get this momentary success, right? These little hood rats over here gonna like me. I might be able to sell some drugs or do this and do that, and I can get this little money and stack this little thing, and I could try to wiggle out and escape and everything. Like, okay, some people will wiggle out and escape, but a whole lot of other people gonna bite the dust, you know what I'm saying, playing around in that kitchen. So it's not a sustainable path. And I just really, the last thing I'm gonna say, man, is like, man, young people got to have it in their heart to want a better future for themselves, right? Because there's only so much teaching and instruction that you could give somebody before they have to realize to where it has to be in them. You have to want it, because at the end of the day, I can't do the work for you. It's work that's going to be required to get from where you at to where you're trying to go. And I can't do it for you. I can motivate you. I can do this. I can do that, but I can't make you do the work. So these people, in some way, somehow, need to have it in their mind that they want a good future for themselves, and that they have to be willing to do what is going to be required for them to do it. And for a lot of people, for myself or for whoever, a lot of times it's the respect of your last name. It's the respect of your family, right? You may have done X, Y, and Z when you was younger than, whatever, but then you realize, like, damn, okay, I'm a representation of my family, of my community, of my people. So I need to respect that and put away this foolishness and move a certain type of way. So these people need to have something, like you talked about it earlier. You said, well, when we would smoke, we would see some old folks and we'll put it out of respect, right? So these people it's actually, like, it's very important for people to have something that they respect, that motivates them, that's bigger than the foolishness that might be around them, that's going to empower them to make better decisions, and it might be a person, it might be your grandmother, it might be your aunt, it could be anybody. But more than anything else, if I'm going to keep it all the way solid, a person got to have not only a love for their own future, but I'm gonna tell you, a healthy fear of God will help a person make some good decisions.
That's a
Like,
fact.
you know what I'm saying? A healthy fear of God, an understanding that, look, one day you may not see that right now because you're young. You're young and you just live and do what you do. But one day you're gonna be like, you're gonna die. And all you're gonna have is what you've done between now and then. So what you do today matters, and tomorrow's not promised. Tomorrow's not promised to no one. So we just got to get these people and it's for everyone. It's not just youth, because it continues as into adulthood. We got to get people to a point where they living a life in a way where they putting they all into their work. They putting they all into what they want out of life instead of into some foolishness. You know what I'm saying? To become builders rather than destroyers, man. And that's where I'll land the plane, man. Appreciate you.
Shout out to Mr. Moore, man. I appreciate everybody for pulling up for today's show. I appreciate everybody for pulling up to today's service. And yeah, we're gonna close this thing out, man. Make sure that you guys subscribe to the channel. Shout out to Detroit 313 for the 25 on the Cash App. Shout out to my man Detroit 313. I appreciate you, my brother. Shout out to Timothy for blessing us with the 20 as well, man. Hey, man, I appreciate everybody for supporting the show. Knowledge that you can't get in college. You're not going to get this from the news, because the news don't understand what's going on in these city streets. It takes somebody who's from these streets to understand the politics to inform you guys about what's really going on. You got the rolling 30 Crips, the rolling 40 Crips, the Black P Stones, the rolling Black P Stones are Bloods, rolling 20s are Bloods. And you had other blood sets who showed up as well, man. So, you know, the unfortunate reality is this, man. People didn't show up. Well, the older people showed up to celebrate MLK, but the YNs showed up to gangbang. They showed up to show out and to get at their ops. Instead of celebrating MLK and his legacy, they used this as an opportunity to get at their ops. That's exactly what happened, man. Hey, man, tap in with us as King Supreme. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you bless the like button. And oh, yeah, when this live stream uploads to YouTube, make sure that y'all hype the video. If you really got love for Red Supreme, hype the video, man, because a lot of people watch, but they ain't hyping the videos like they should. Now, when I see people hyping the videos, that's how I know they really got love for the platform. Hey, homies, peace, love, and blessings. Giving you game to keep you from stressing. I'm gone. Peace.